Hi to everyone. I want to retell you story of Henry from this book. I have read it some days ago, but I didn't have a time to retell it. This story called Girl. Every his story it's nice in the end. You read it all story, but in the end it's something happened, something funny. And now it's again was. I hope you understand the story. And I have found some new words from the story. I will write a translation in under the video, and on Russian you can read it if you will not understand anything. So first word I have found new for me, it was a clerk. Clerk, it's people, office people, like who work in banks and so office people, the synonym. Half whisper. Whisper if you tell slowly and not sound, not loudly. Your voice is like whisper. So next word was necessary. It's not new word, but I think maybe it will be new word for you. Necessary, it means very important and very need for you, something necessary. For example, it's not necessary, it's not important. For example, I don't need it, like this. Sleuth, it's a man who search information for you and you pay money for him. For example, the synonym of this word is detective. Next word is blushed. She became a blushed. Somebody tell her, this girl, something, and she became blush. Her cheeks became red, her face became red, she was shy. It called blush. Next word is demanded. For example, tell me his name, demanded Hartley. Hartley, it's a name. Demanded, it means he want to know right now. He ask and he wait answer right now. And what's up? What's up? It's very useful and famous word for us. But what's up translate like what happened? What happened? Miserable. Miserable, it means poor or not happy, unhappy. It means miserable. And world of honor. I know this word, but I think it will be useful for you. World of honor, it means promise me, give me your word of honor. It means promise and do it. If you will promise, so you will do it. It's word of honor. Sorry. So this story about two men, one man and girl. It was about 5:30, and on the glass door was notice the Robbins and Hartley brokers. It was two partners. Robbins was about 50 years old and Hartley was about 29 years old. It man was young and uh, he's very serious, good looking, and a little bit nervous man. Uh, all clerks were go home, and Mr. Robbins go home too. And suddenly, one man came to the office and come to the Hartley, this young man, broker, and he said, "I have found your address," on half whisper, and hardly make a sound of silence. He said, "Let's go." He put on his coat and hat, and they go to the street. And the sleuth, how I said it means detective, he gave a paper. On the paper was address he said, I have found the address of this girl. He took this paper, and on the paper it was written Vivienne, what is her surname? Vivienne Arlington. Her name was Vivienne Arlington. The house 341 and East 10th Street. It was the address. And he said, how much I should pay for you? And he sent, the sleuth said, it was about 1 day of work, so $10. If you want, I will bring you more information about this girl. And Hartley said, no need, don't worry. And he paid money for him and took his paper and go to search this address. It took about 1 hour to find this address. It was a new house with cheap flats, and he came he climbed to the 4th floor, and it was Vivienne there. She was smiling, and she said to come in to her home, to Mr. Hartley. Mr. Hartley was very glad to see her. She was dressed, her hair was golden, and her eyes was big and blue. She was Saxon type woman, and she was dressed white blouse and dark skirt. This costume made her very pretty, like that costume looks well on any girl, rich or poor. So she looks very well. And he said, Vivienne, what happened? Why you didn't answer my letter? I waited so much your answer. And she said, I don't want what to do. And he said, it took about a week to find your new address. And what you decided? Did you think about my offer? She said, Mr. Hartley, I know you are a good man and you wish good for me, and I don't know what to do. And he said, come into my house, please. I very need you. I want to see you in my home. And she said, I don't know what to do. More I think about your offer, less I don't know what to do. And he said, what happened? Why you think so long? I will give you everything you want. Do you believe me? She said, yes, I believe, but I'm afraid I can make a mistake because I lived all my life in the city, and Mr. Hartley house was in the country. Country, you know, country, it means village. It's And Mr. Hartley said, Vivian, don't worry, it's not so far from the city, not so far from my home. You can visit all your friends, you can visit theaters, and you can go out anytime you want. And do you believe me? She said, yes, of course I believe you, and but I don't know what to do. And he thought a little, and he said, maybe you have somebody one else. Vivienne blushed, but he answered immediately. You mustn't answer about it. You mustn't ask me about it. But I will say yes. There is one man, and there is one man, but I didn't promise him anything. And Mr. Hartley said, "Who? What is his name?" Demanded Hartley. Demanded. I already explained what does it mean. And she said, Mr. Townsend, Rafford, what is his name? Rafford Townsend, exclaimed Hartley. And she said, yes, this is he. And Hartley said, I so much made for this man, and he did this with me, with the man. And um, after some time, it was a bell, and she saw, and she said, "Oh, it's him, Mr. Townsend. Go to our flat, to my flat." And Hartley said, and she hurried to open the door, and Hartley said, "Stay here, I will open." When he opened, Mr. Townsend saw Hartley and said, "Oh, Hartley, hello, what are you doing here?" And Hartley said, "Go away, she's mine." And Hartley said, Townsend said, "I came just for a business. Don't tell me any lies. Go away from here." Mr. Townsend was very how to say, Mr. Townsend angry, and he go away, and hardly come back and said, um, "Dear Vivienne, when I saw you first time in Montgomery's family, I remember this supper for all my life. I knew all about you from Mrs. Montgomery. She told me all good things about you." And she said, "Okay, yes, I remember this too, this supper, and okay, I will tell you yes, but Helen, she must go away." And Hartley thought, "Yes, sorry, I didn't think about it. Helen must go away." And okay, she will go away. "When?" asked Vivienne. "Tonight. Tonight she will go away. I will send her away." And Vivienne said, "Okay, if she will go away today, I will agree and say you yes." "You will give me a word of honor?" asked Mr. Hartley. "Yes, I promise you, word of honor. I will come to your house." He was very happy, and he came. When he go away, he turned her, and he said, "Tomorrow?" She said, "Yes, tomorrow." And it took about 1 hour and 40 minutes to go to his house. And when he came, young woman opened the door and kissed him, and he said, it was Mr. Hartley's wife. He said, "I have a news for you." And this woman said, "What kind of news, good or bad?" "It's mom. Mom came to us. We wanted to have a supper, but there is no supper." And he said, "I have a news." Um, and he whispered something on her ear, and she screamed, and her mother came in. She cried, "What happened? What happened?" And this woman screamed again. It was a scream of happy, and it was a happy scream. "Oh, mother," she cried, "what do you think? Vivienne has agreed to come to cook for us. She is cook that worked for Montgomery's whole year. I'm so happy. And now, Bill, dear, you must go to the kitchen and send Helen away. She's drunk again." So how you understand, Helen is a cook, for there, and she was drunk and didn't her work well. So this is, I have not so much time, but I hope I tell you all story, and you will have a time to listen it. And all useful words I will write under this video in comments. If you have any question, you can ask me. Thank you. Goodbye.